when you hear about the corporate ladder is something that is bittersweet because at least it is a ladder, which means I can go up. The challenge is when you're trying to move up this ladder, it's a lot of things you have to deal with to get up this ladder. And so let's say that each rung of this ladder represents a certain amount of money I can make. Let's say we're going from 70 to 90,000, from 90 maybe to 110,000. Maybe let's go all the way up to 150,000. And when you think about getting up this ladder and you're trying to climb this ladder, so what are the things that are involved with you being able to climb this ladder? How do you get up this ladder? So promotions, okay, good. So we need promotions to be able to get up this ladder, all right? And then how do we go about getting promotions? Hard work, continued education, develop skills, all right, networking, okay. So politics, all right. Now, okay, we getting real now. Now we're getting real. So the first thing I want you to understand is your progression in the corporate ladder is controlled not by you. This is very important. It doesn't matter how many of you are aware that people who work in companies all the time do things that save the company money and that make the company significant money, and yet it has no reflection on their pay. Are you all aware of that? All right. So no matter what you do and how hard you work, you are inside of a system that controls your progression and your ability to make more money. I want to introduce you to a triangle. So in this triangle, basically we have skills, we have experience, and we have relationships. So these are three critical things that allow you to move around this ladder. Now, when we think about skills, I've definitely got to take some time to learn something. With the experience, I got to get some time. And then with relationships, I'm gonna go ahead and put politics, but I could put connect, but I'm gonna put politics. I'm just gonna keep it real. How many of you realize that there are sometimes on this ladder people who neither have the skills or the experience, but they had relationships and went straight to the top? Now, y'all know that? Clap it up if y'all know that's true. Y'all know that's true. So we understand that relationships are very powerful. And many times the relationships is all you need. And there are people sometimes in position neither with the skill or the experience. But there are definitely people also that got there because of experience, or they got there because of their skill set. And they invested in themselves and they were able to move to a certain point. The key is that there's a ceiling on this ladder. This ladder was never intended for you to create wealth. This ladder was intended to keep us happy enough to keep showing up. That we will be able to have a stable job, maybe get a nice car, maybe get a home, and be just good enough to be able to be content, pay our taxes, and be able to have a family. It was never built for you to be wealthy. See, this is again what we have to understand from the school system to the many things that was developed down through the years. Everything was designed for us to work in a structure where our progression is controlled. So this again is something, does this make sense? Is everyone clear? So this is the challenge we have with the corporate ladder. And if you have a corporate ladder mindset and that you feel that you should be controlled, now I want you to understand, there's nothing wrong with having the corporate ladder. It's a good thing. You can create active income. But the key is you want to couple that ladder with another ladder if you really want to create more freedom. Now I'm going to go to another ladder. This ladder is often referred to as the value ladder. Now, on the value ladder, there's different things that we can begin to offer to create wealth. So we do some things where we actually begin to generate leads. So we can have lead generation types of offers and things that we do. We can have more core products that we sell people, maybe our core product or service. We can have premium offers that are more of an investment, and we can have just the holy grail of making money is continuity. Things that can be on continuity, subscription services, things where people keep paying you. That's why Netflix is the way it is, and Salesforce and Amazon and all these different things. Everyone wants continuity because it's the name of the game, because you know the money's going to be there. So the key is when you are an entrepreneur, you can create a value ladder for a distinct customer, whoever that customer is that is distinct that you serve. And they can begin to climb this ladder by the strategies that you build that allow them to actually begin to get more value. I want you to understand about the value ladder. As you go up this ladder, you get more value, right? And as you go out to the right here, the price increases, but the key is the value is always higher than the price. And when value is like this, right, and price is like this, you're going to always have people that are willing to buy, because we buy whenever the value is higher than the price. So when you learn how to do this and you begin to understand that people don't buy what you sell, they buy what you say. And you start to learn how to communicate the value in a way that solves a problem, because all of us will be paid to the proportion at which we can solve a problem for someone. So when you understand that, the power of this, if I have a $100,000 idea, if I have a $100,000 way to bring value to someone, how soon do I get to make that $100,000? What do you think? Immediately, right? So this is the power of the value ladder. Just do me a favor, because we're really trying to grow the channel here. Please like and share and subscribe if you like the content that we're doing here at URCO. I really would appreciate that. There's ways to make $1 million in one day. These are things that are not pie in the sky. These things really happen simply by a form of education and structuring that you learn how to do in entrepreneurship. You stop seeing yourself as just a professional. You start seeing yourself in the areas of your life where you've actually generated a level of value through your experiences, and you've learned how to package it into something that people will pay you for. Now, if you are an individual, how many of you understand that wealth loves speed? That everyone makes $1 million. In 50 years, at making $20,000 a year, I made $1 million. But if I actually am making $100,000 a month, then I'm going to make $1.2 million. It's not the amount of money, but the speed at which I made the money that actually makes me wealthy. Does everyone understand that? So this is why we want to consider what allows me to create wealth with speed. Now, having said that, how many of you like the sound of the value ladder more than the corporate ladder? Let me know by sound of round of applause. How many of y'all like that? All right. All right. So listen, I'm not bashing the corporate ladder though. Nothing wrong with it. In fact, you can get a lot of skills, a lot of experience. These people have some of the greatest systems in the world, the greatest training. You can get training for free. There's money flowing everywhere. There's budgets and all this stuff. Use it, leverage it, but you should always have in the back of your mind, how do I understand more about the value ladder? How do I begin to create my own retirement package from the experience that I've gained? That is why we're here today.